Okay, so here's a general overview of how the networking works for this plugin. It starts with the host file. That's the actual script that you have in ServerScript service or whatever it is, and you tell your plugin, I want to start simultaneously editing it. So then on your client, you create private file and public file, which are at first just exact copies of the host file. The reason you have to do two is because Roblox Studio does not update the source property of a script until you commit. So the way I get around that is by you edit this one and your plugin pushes those into this so that it'll be committed so that the host can read your changes. So anyway, you now have these two and the host is aware of public file. And you make edits to your private file and then it diffs and patches them into public file. The host notices that your public file has been updated, so then it diffs your public file and the host file to create a patch that it puts into the host file. Then it goes through all of the clients who have a file for this host file, have the public file, and it diffs their public file and the host file, takes that diff and then passes it to your client, which then patches it into your private file. So this diagram only shows one client, but what if there were two, right? So client 1 makes a change, the host finds this change, patches it into the host file, and then it goes through the clients. Client 1 diffs, and the diff is nothing because that is what the change just was. Then client 2 is missing the change that client 1 just made, so when this gets diffed for client 2, there's a nice diff that has the changes that client 1 made, and then it sends the diff to client 2, who then patches it into their own file, which will patch in nicely without overwriting anything that they're currently working on themselves. It works in theory and so far has been working in practice, but I don't know. I'll have to do a lot more testing before I can say for sure.